So I don't have to worry about all this, because when I pulled this thing off, look at this. Look how destroyed that thing was. So, but look, if somebody said, hey, don't touch this plate, it's literally lava, like in the restaurant, what do? You touch it. Yeah. So somebody says, don't buy a 6.4, we're like, we're gonna need to buy another 6.4.
Another 10 of them.
Yeah, another 10 of them. So,
don't want to work too hard nowadays. This is the YouTube money. No one understands
YouTube money, baby. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to SalvageBoiz. Today it's time to pull this engine out of this frame and then pop this guy in there. So before we continue with the video, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps us out. Follow us on Instagram at SalvageBoiz, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell notification. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. The plan today is pull this engine, swap the axles, and maybe drop the cab. So let's see how far we can get. Let's get to it. So now the engine's out. Check this out. All right there. So now let's strip this frame down, take these axles, do a little swap-peroni. It is a lot of work. It's not very fun, but it's gonna be rewarding after it's done, I hope. So let's get to it. So check this out. It's a lot of work, but I got the axles off. Here's the rear axle. Here's the front axle. I'm just kind of stripping it, cleaning it up. And then I cut the frame in half, towed it outside, so now I have more room. So now the plan is to pull this axle, put this one underneath, and then same thing over there. So I'm using the lift to lift the frame to get that underneath there. So one of these bolts was broken, so it took me a little bit to tap it out of there, but there it is. Axle is nice and clean. Well, it's a little dirty, but I mean, I stripped down all the crappy parts off of it, and now ready to put that on there. So check this out. The impact was so good that it popped. See that guy? Right there, popped it right out. And it's already outside, but you can see all this paint cracking. Can't really see over there, but yeah, the impact was pretty good. Ain't gonna lie. Well, I did not get that axle installed back in there because I pulled this axle, and then this thing was super loose. Where is it at? Right here. Just falling. I mean, it's just like a loosey-goosey. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to take that one out without destroying it. So I pressed this one out, or hammered this one out with the little extractor thing, and tomorrow I'm going to try to get one, pop it in there, and then this axle, everything's ready to go right in there. So that's the plan. Whew. It's not very fun, but look at my hands, just sitting on the floor. I mean, you can see how dirty I am. Just sitting on the floor, just working, just trying to get this done. Plus it's raining so bad outside. It's windy. Usually I'll drag something outside, like the axles, I'll pressure wash them. Can't even do that. It's so muddy, everything. So I guess I'll see you guys next day. I'm done for today. Hit a roadblock, that thing. And I can't really lift this up because it's hanging on this cab. So I don't want to screw it up and have this cab fall on me. So I'm gonna leave it for now. That's the new axle that's gonna go in the back. This is the new axle that's gonna go in the front. This is the old axle. So cleaned it up. Posted up for sale. Somebody wants it, let me know. That one also is gonna be with it. So all right, see you guys next day. All right guys, next day I picked up some parts. Look at this thing. Big old U-joint, ball joint, whatever it's called. I'm gonna press that thing in, or hammer that thing in there, and I can continue on putting this axle underneath the frame, and then continue on to the back one. So let's dive into it. Let's get this thing assembled. Still, I have to drop the fuel tank and get the wire harness changed out. I got the wire harness right there off the old frame, and this one just gotta take it out and put this other one in. So I guess let's get to it. Just like that, it's in there. So let's get her done. So we got all the axles swapped out, got the little ball joint replaced. I swapped out the wire harness. Here's the old wire harness. Assembled the lift kit. So now everything's done on here. I even dropped the tank. That's the old tank. I think it's full of water because it was flipped or something. So we're just gonna leave that one there. I put the Cabela's original tank on there. It was pretty full. It's not very fun, but the lift helps a lot. So now everything's pretty much assembled, ready for the engine to go in. Before the engine goes on, I'm gonna push this outside. I'm gonna pressure wash it. I'm also gonna take the engine out there too, pressure wash it. Then I can put the engine on there, put the cab on, and start fixing this part. And we're almost there, boys. We're almost there. Tired, I mean, it's a dirty job, but I like it. So let's push this out there. It quit raining, so let's push this out there, pressure wash everything, and we should be good as new. So I pulled the frame in, cleaned up real nicely, engine cleaned up real nicely too. Just has these gloves where intake and stuff is, turbo, so it doesn't get some water in there. But looks like it cleaned up real good. Frame cleaned up real nice too. I threw some paint on there, cover up some rust spots, some little matte finish paint. Well, that's it. Axles are in, wire harness is in, everything's in. So I'm probably gonna set this up on a cherry picker right now, throw that engine in there, and we can lower the cab on there. But I think I wanna first put the frame on the dollies and kind of line up the frame so it's easier to move around, or I mean line up the cab. So then I can just put the engine in and lower it, and it'll be in exactly the right spot. So let's get to it. Look at this, engine's in there. It's not bolted down or anything. I barely got it in there. So I'll show you what happened. I'm really upset about this. I broke 2 pieces off right there. You might wonder, why it take you so long to get the engine in there? Do you not know what you're doing? Well, I mean, nothing against this engine hoist, has been good for a while, but in the middle of doing this, look at that. Well, try lifting and adjusting your height of your engine. I was stuck in one spot and I couldn't do anything, so I had to kind of shimmy it over, and then come to find out, this brace right here, that guy, it's a different one from the manual, because this is a frame from the manual. So I had to mid the engine hoist not working, this thing barely holding on, I had to swap that brace out and then kind of shimmy the engine over. It was not fun. Everything was survived, everything was fine except this fan shroud. I should have another one somewhere, or I'm just gonna leave it. It's not a big deal, but it did hurt my feelings. So, well, I gotta get a new cylinder for the engine hoist. I gotta get some more parts, but engine's in there. Cab is lined up as you've seen in the time lapse. I kind of lined it up as much as I can, and I didn't move it. With the engine hoist being broken, it wasn't very fun, so it did move around a little bit, but in theory I should be able to just lift this thing down, and that's it, and call it a day. So lift this cap down, straighten this out, that side lines up, this side's a little bit off, but then I can also see where to pull it to line up with that. But that's it. I'm gonna lower this down probably next clip, and we'll go from there. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the video. So today is a couple of days, I think, later when I left off. So this is how far I got. You guys can see this is the whole interior out of that parts truck. There's the engine, and there's the front of it. I cut the whole thing off. So I was gonna just cut this part out, like from here to here, and just kind of pull this out. But this is like twisted and it's bent right there, so I decided to just cut it about right there somewhere. If you guys can see, 1, 2, probably somewhere in the middle right there. I just put a new front end on there, and not worry about lining up, just kind of cut it in the same spot, weld it in, and that's it. So I lowered this thing down. I'm gonna take the fenders off right now, remove this whole front end. But yeah, my shop's looking like a mess now, but at least I got the cab out of here. I pulled everything apart and parting everything out slowly. Got the axles sold, the interior sold. Now I just have this dash, door panels, actuators and stuff. So I think I'm gonna use these to convert this flatbed I have out here to automatic windows, automatic power locks, and go from there. So let's get a little time lapse, pull these fenders off, pull everything off, cut this front end on, and weld the new one on. All right. So check this out. I got that out, cut that out, and now, as you guys can see, it's in there. I already ground down the welds, polished it up. Most of the, I mean, everything's covered up, so I'm not too worried about not being perfect, but everything's covered up. So I'm just gonna throw some, I wiped it down right now. I'm gonna throw some white paint on there so it doesn't rust, just on this top part right here. And that's it. Actually turned out a lot better than I thought. I made the cuts right here somewhere, and then I ended up cutting them right here so I can align it, because I was gonna cut it right here, but then I'm like, what if the nose is gonna be dipped down or something? But it turned out pretty good. So as you guys can see in the time lapse, this is actually nice and straight, so I don't have to worry about all this, because when I pulled this thing off, look at this. Look how destroyed that thing was. So everything lined up pretty good, so I'm really happy. It just kind of buttoned up to it, and that was it. So time will tell once I put everything in there. So let's throw some paint on there. Fenders put back on, got everything kind of situated. So now I'm gonna try to pop this radiator radiator pack in here and see how everything lines up. So far not too bad. I don't have a hood, so I can't really line everything up, but everything's going back to the way it was. So my gaps are pretty good. Everything's lining up pretty good. Can't even tell where it was welded, all that good stuff. So now let's start assembling this thing. Maybe I can actually put this cab on today. Well, it's like 12 o'clock right now, and the cab's not done, or not down, because I tried to swap these little things out right here, because mine were broken off right there. You can see all bent up, and let me see. So it takes a special tool, which I have those tools, but I didn't have this right one because it has this little lip. So I got one swapped out, and then I was messing with this one forever. Cut all my fingers. I mean, it was not fun. So then I almost got it off after like 2 hours of messing around with it. And then I broke the hose. So see how it's supposed to be like that? And then that little thing came off. So that was fun. I screwed around with it too long. So I'm tired. I'm done for today. So that's it. I'm gonna try to find that hose. Maybe Ross has one, or maybe I have one on another truck, but that's it. Next clip, hopefully I'm all refreshed. with nice new hose on here, and cab can go down. Because literally, that's all that's holding it right now is that, because I'm gonna have to lift this engine up a little bit to sneak those through there, because that doesn't look very fun. All right, let's see how we can do it. All right, boys and girls, that's gonna be it for the video. Make sure you hit that big thumbs up. It really helps me, motivates me to put this work into these videos. Subscribe to the channel, also awesome if you guys do. Follow us on Instagram at SalvageBoiz. But a lot of work done. I think that's enough for one video. I'm gonna end it here. Start up fresh when I find that hose. I'm pretty sure Ross should have one. So get that hoses replaced, put the cab on. I was hoping I want to put the cab on today and just get her done, but it doesn't look promising. So see you guys in the next video. Peace.